Okay, so sorry. Okay, so this is my lovely mentor Linda, and I'm Jade Rodriguez. And this, okay, okay, thank you. and and this piece came from when we were talking about food, and somehow that conversation got to our grandmothers, and this piece came, and then her piece came after mine. So here it goes. It's called Shirley Temple. Thinking about Shirley Temple always puts two memories in my mind, one very good and one not so good. The good memory was of my uncle signing me up for the Shirley Temple tape subscription when I was about 6. I would get a new Shirley Temple tape every week. After opening the tape, I would pop it into the VCR, which I still own, by the way, so that I could watch the tapes every now and then. The video would start and Shirley Temple's face would appear on the screen. I got so giddy inside. We both had short curly hair and wide smiles, and I loved looking at her. My grandma Leela also had hair like Shirley Temple and me, soft, beautiful curls. My grandma would always watch the tapes with me. It was one of the many things that we loved to do together. We both used to tap dance along with the opening of the Shirley Temple movies. Our bare feet on the smooth white floor. My grandma had the prettiest smile, and she would always smile, especially when we danced. After our dancing, we would climb into her bed and wrap up into each other's arms. I love that feeling of being 100% safe. It's one of the many things that I miss the most about her. She was my best friend. My only wish is that she was still alive so that she could see how I am today. The not so good memory was a topic of discussion recently with my cousin, Tiffany, who I think is in the audience. Also, when I was about 6, I went out with my mom and bought a Shirley Temple type dress. It was so beautiful. It was a nice Christmas red plaid dress, and I got simple black flags to go with it to wear to my family's Christmas party. I was actually more excited to wear the dress than open the presents. Tiffany also got a Shirley Temple type dress. Hers was an ugly shade of red. Honestly, I don't know why she bought it. It was so ugly. The day of the Christmas party, Tiffany was throwing a fit. She apparently hated her dress and wanted to wear mine. I argued, but what could a little kid do? My mom told my cousin that she could wear my dress. She was younger, so I guess I had to be mature, but I was only 6. I couldn't wear my dress, so that meant that I had to wear her unbelievably ugly dress. Let's just say that I did not enjoy that Christmas. Recently, my cousin and I got into a humorous argument about this memory. I walked into the kitchen to see her pouring some of my cranberry juice. I looked at the redness of the drink and an image of our red dresses flashed in my mind. Always stealing my stuff, I said with a laugh. No, not always, she said playfully. Oh, like the time you stole my Shirley Temple dress? Oh yeah, because mine was so ugly. Believe me, I remember it. I was forced to wear it. We went off laughing to our shared bedroom to watch a movie together. Even though I laugh about it, I still get angry over it. I think I always will. Sorry, Tiff.
So working with Jade on her piece made me think about my grandmother and how totally unimaginable it is that we would ever have danced together. Grandma, in your thin flowered dress, did you like to dance? Was it a Russian peasant dance? Did you do the Lindy when you got off the boat and were in your 20s in Rhode Island? My strongest memory of my father's mother was her padding back and forth between her seat, the one closest to the kitchen, at the head of the Passover or Rosh Hashanah table, in hers and my grandfather's home in suburban Boston. Her ankles were swollen. She wore open-heeled, floppy slippers, useless for dancing. Whatever the weather, whatever the season, she wore a tan or other pastel-colored dress with a tiny flower print. The dress was of the lightest cotton, as if she'd been wearing it the same one since she'd left the shtetl, and the material was worn to a thin scrim. Her white hair, speckled with gray, thin but not thin, was pinned up in rolls around her nape. Her round face usually looked worried, although I can remember her smiling occasionally. There was a subtlety in her smile, even a little wryness. Her head always seemed to be shaking. For a long time, I had interpreted this as her showing her disapproval of whatever I or my siblings were up to. Gradually, I came to understand it might be some kind of disorder. I don't ever remember having a conversation with her. At the most, I think they were limited to her saying, "Such a good girl," or "What a big girl," or maybe, "What a pretty dress." I responded by looking down and crossing my legs. Once, late on, I tried out a few of the Russian words I was learning in my first year Russian course in high school. Her head shook. She and my grandfather had only the dimmest recollection of Russian. Yiddish, they said. That's what they had mostly spoken before they emigrated to the US in the early 20th century. I wish I knew more about her life. I'm pretty certain I asked questions, but I remember only her shaking her head in response. I assumed she didn't want to answer. Maybe she didn't understand or didn't have the words to respond.